What do you get when you put a group of fanboys in a room with a mic? From video games, comics, and movies to uncensored social commentary, nothing is off limits. With your hosts, Pistol Pete Jr., The Blue Guy, Chuck Ditch, G-Roll, and Player 2. This is The Real Press Start. So sit down, load up, log in, and press start.
Welcome to the Peter and Al podcast. Oh yeah, it's time to put those headphones in and whip them Peters out, because you're here with your host, Pistol Pete Jr. and the infamous Jeezy Weezy,
a.k.a. King Jeezy.
No longer king.
No longer king. No longer undefeated. We just watched Gervonta Tank Davis versus King Ryan Garcia. One of the most hype fights I've seen in a long time. Mm-hmm. It started very slow. First round was extremely slow.
Yeah, they were feeling each other out.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, it was. Well, see, the thing is like that fight had a lot of tension in it, because both of those guys, like, so Ryan was 29 and 0.
I forgot what I said, but yeah, something like that.
No, it was like, I don't know, it was like 26 and 0. 26 and 0, 19 knockouts.
Wow.
Gervonta was 28 and 0, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think they were like 20 knockouts. So like these guys, these guys are known for knocking people out. So it was one of those fights where it's like, you know, any one of those punches could have been over. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I understand them being so cautious. And like when I was watching it, it was like the whole time I was watching it, I was kind of just waiting for that shot for someone to get hit. I mean, overall, I think it was a pretty decent fight. Mm-hmm. Gervonta in the beginning was clenching a lot.
Yeah, and they're weird clinches too.
Yeah, they were like where he was going in like it looked like it, like I swear that's why I joked that he went in for a takedown.
Yeah, because
he didn't even like act like he was gonna throw a punch. He just rushed in.
He just tackled him basically and grabbed him. And then he said he spun him around. I was looking away at that point, but
yeah, at one point he goes and he just like he went in like he was gonna go for a takedown. Then he went to his back, like he literally went for a takedown, got his back, and then spun him around like 3 times. Mm-hmm. It was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like what? It was weird. I mean, but he won. He got that body shot, and that it was such a fast punch that like no one saw it.
Yeah, it looked like nothing too.
Like when they showed until they showed that last angle, and you actually see his stomach,
the back,
his back and side.
It's like it was like a semi back, like front.
Yeah, it was a liver shot. It was like right in the liver.
Yeah.
And you just
I'm just saying the view. Because we saw the top view and it looked like nothing.
Yeah, and
then we saw like the normal view and it looked like nothing.
Yeah, but then we saw from behind. You see that ripple go through. Like it wasn't like a little. It was like a wave went through, and then you see him like that was the other thing too. You didn't really notice in the top and the first view is the fact that he got hit and then he immediately switched stance.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like he got hit and he was like, oh shit, like you could tell that hurt him. And then like he took a couple more steps and then he backed up and dropped to the knee, and it was over. And he was saying in the post fight that he goes that I thought I was going to be able to catch my breath, but he couldn't. He says he was down there and he couldn't move.
Yeah, you could tell he like at 8 he tried to
move and he was just like,
you could tell he wanted to get up and then he didn't like start getting up until like at 9.5.
Yeah,
and
he was done.
Get up.
He was done. Yep. Yeah, overall, I mean, hey, that was the shit. But I think they should run it back. I would like to see that one again.
It'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good fight.
It was a pretty good fight overall. Talking about fights. So there was, it was called Misfits of Boxing in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And Nate Diaz was there in attendance. And
oh, yeah.
I don't know what Nate was on, but he fucking... So he was there in the crowd, and like he's in the front row, and he's like people are yelling at him, and he's talking shit to someone behind him. Then he grabs a water bottle, turns around and just chucks it. Like, it looks like he was trying to throw it at somebody, but like he just like fucking whips it into the crowd basically, and the whole mob backs up for a second. All the crowd, they back up for a second, and all of a sudden just start rushing the fight. Like they're all gonna beat the shit out of Nate Diaz, and I was like, holy shit! And so they get him out of there, right? And he's outside. Did you see the video I sent?
No. Well, I saw him like beating on like one specific guy.
So yeah, supposedly, so this guy I guess is a. Hold on, I forgot this is Instagram, not TikTok.
He like choked out one guy.
Yeah. So this guy right here that he's choking out, the guy with his hands up, obviously saying, "Hey, I don't want to fuck with you right now," is a Jake Paul lookalike.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
Is that like his thing? He just happens to look like Jake Paul, or is that his thing?
I think he's. I think that's his. Like he actually is a Jake Paul lookalike. He goes like that Drake lookalike guy. Like he's
okay. He goes around to places and acts like Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Or Logan Paul, whichever.
Or yeah, whichever one it is. Logan, right? It's Logan.
Logan has a little bit longer hair. Jake has the shorter hair.
But you see him like so. Nate has him, gets him in that guillotine choke, and then just drops him. Right here, right. So right here, he's still struggling. He throws a couple knees. The guy's right here. So now he's out, and that was it. He just leaves him on the floor. But I mean, they've already announced they're gonna fight.
The lookalike and Nate Diaz?
No, Logan. We know.
Jake.
I was confused the two. Logan's the one in WWE. Jake's the boxer.
Yeah.
So Jake and Nate are gonna fight. It's gonna be a boxing match, obviously. I can see. I don't know. I mean, Jake's lost now. He's had a loss against Tommy Fury.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to see Jake fight again.
I'm good with it too. Yeah.
It's exactly how everyone said. Once he loses,
it's over. Yeah, because that's what you want. That's what I see. The one fight I wanted him to win, he lost.
Yeah.
The one time I wanted him to win,
because he actually was fighting a real fight.
Yeah. Or I was semi rooting for because you know what? To be fair, like I will give Jake the credit that he's done the training, he's put in the work, he's not half-assing it. It's not a gimmick for him. He's legit trying to become a boxer.
Yeah. And
so when he fought Tommy, I was like, okay, you know what? He's putting in the work. He's fighting someone that's a legitimate boxer from a boxing fucking family, like a pedigree of boxers. Yeah. And I think he did decent, but it still wasn't.
He was still outclassed.
He was still outclassed. Yeah, clearly outclassed. And that's the thing. Is
like somebody who boxes for pretty much their entire life.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like if you like, and that was always the argument. It's like the second he fights a real boxer, he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't fought any. He'd fought MMA fighters. He'd fought fucking basketball players and other YouTubers.
But even the MMA fighters, they were washed out in MMA.
Yeah, and they weren't known for their boxing.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, what's his nuts? Oh God, the one that he knocked out.
I can't remember his name.
Why am I going blank on his name too? But he was known for knockouts in the UFC. He wasn't he was more a wrestler than he was a boxer. But he started getting known for knockouts in the UFC as opposed to submissions and wrestling. Nate's a better boxer, but he's not a boxer still.
Yeah.
He's a wrestler, and that happens to have good boxing.
Yeah.
And then Nate doesn't box with boxing gloves. He boxes with the MMA gloves because he does slaps and shit too. Like he doesn't, it's gonna be, I don't know. I mean, but see the thing too is Nate's fucking just tough as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nate's one of those guys that like you can fucking he can fight a fucking bear.
I don't give a fuck. Man.
He'll get his arm ripped off and still keep fucking fighting this bear.
Yeah. So he'll get his arm ripped off and then he'll just lay on the ground and be like,
"Come on." So we'll see. I'm still curious just because I want to see Nate fight him. Again, and then like Logan helped me get a lot more respect for both of them just because like how good he's doing in the WWE.
Yeah.
I'm still blown away by how fucking good he's doing in the WWE. I don't know if we've talked about it, but he officially signed a contract with them now. Uh-huh. So he is officially a WWE superstar now.
Oh, nice.
So he's gonna go full-time wrestling, which is cool.
Yeah, you should. I feel like that's practically his calling.
Yeah, right. It really is, and to me too, it puts the fact that because he came in. So there's this thing in the wrestling industry, that like anytime an outsider comes in, like okay, everyone knows. Like we talked about last week or a couple weeks ago or whatever it was. Everyone knows what wrestling's about. Everyone knows how it is now. Mm-hmm. But there's still this thing about outsiders. Like, so how can I say? When you put on a show, when you go out, you're putting these guys out in these matches. You're telling a story. You're trying to make one person look good. You're not ever trying to make anyone look bad, right? Yeah. But you don't want anyone to look overly like you don't want to bring in you don't want to bring in just an outsider and have him beat your best guy, because now it looks like okay, well anyone like this guy's never trained wrestling in his life, but he just came in here and beat the champ. Yeah, now it's like so anyone can just come in and beat the fucking champ. And so the fact that Logan Paul has come in, put in the work, put in as much as I hate to say it, every match he's been a highlight. Mm-hmm. He's been a huge highlight to every match, or it's had some highlight that like something that he's done in the match was like holy shit, mm-hmm. And so the fact that he's coming in and putting in the work and actually like okay, well I'm gonna be a WWE superstar now. I'm gonna stay here. Like that's what okay. So like The Miz is he's one of my favorite guys right now.
The Miz.
The Miz, mm-hmm. And the reason I love The Miz so much is The Miz started as a fan. The Miz was on MTV's The Real World in like 96, I think. Mm-hmm. Let me fact check that. But it was Attitude Era. The Rock was the top of it. Let me see, Real World. He was cast. Let me see. In 2001. Okay, so he was on the 10th season. So 2001, and he was always talking about wrestling, and he was like this big wrestling nerd on the thing. And the reason he called himself The Miz was because he wanted to be The Rock. And The Rock calls himself The Rock. So his name is Mike Mizlarky or Mike Mizanin. Mizanin, that's his last name. Okay. So he started calling himself The Miz because it was that was
first set.
Yeah, and he was acting like The Rock basically. And there's one episode I remember specifically where he got drunk, mm-hmm. and he's drunk and he's trying to act like The Rock, and he's just like he's calling himself The Miz, and he's like fucking just like trying to wrestle anyone in the house, and people are like they're getting pissed off, and all the girls are like he's gonna hurt somebody, mm-hmm. And you know how they do the interviews like so he's drunk and he's just grabbing everyone and he's putting people in headlocks and he's gonna hurt somebody, and we're trying to talk to somebody to get him out of the house now. Like it was like this, they're all panicking because he was wrestling.
This was on The Real World?
This was on The Real World,
That's
yeah. Funny. But from then, he was like trying to become a wrestler. Then WWE had what they called the Tough Enough. It was basically a reality show tryout to become a WWE superstar. Mm-hmm. He went on that and started from the bottom, was doing announcing, he was doing not announcing, he was doing backstage interviews. Then he became, a wrestler. Now he's multi-time world champion. He's one of their top guys. He fucking hosted WrestleMania. But since 2001, he's worked his way to get to where he's at now. And so it's there's a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
One of the things that with Logan, is the fact that he came in here and he just had a natural talent to it. He just had. I don't know how long they worked with him before.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was in there and put on these amazing ass matches, like either he is just a natural, or they worked with him a lot.
Yeah, I bet he was a fan too.
I'm sure he was,
because he was a wrestler. I know he's high level wrestling in high school. I know that.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys, a lot of people that wrestled in high school, college, and stuff like that,
usually follow WWE.
Yeah, and they usually do well.
It's like South Park.
Yeah.
Just want to wrestle? That's not wrestling. That's not wrestling. This is wrestling. Sir, get your gay porn out of here.
Oh God! Dude, you know what? Wrestling, like that wrestling style, is very, very gay. It's like, but so is MMA. Like when you watch a grab, that's why you ever seen. What's his name? The guy that was dating Sarah Silverman.
I don't know.
Oh God, he's on one of the late night. Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, I didn't know they were dating.
A long time ago, years ago. Kimmel, he used to do the. Was it Kimmel that did Unnecessary Censorship?
Yes.
Okay, so have you ever seen them when they do the MMA? Those the guys grappling on the ground and they just bore out.
The blur out.
It totally just looks like they're fucking.
Yeah.
But why did we get on this?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Oh yeah. So
And then I said wrestling and South Park.
But Nate choked out the Jake Paul look-alike, and they're gonna have a match. And
yeah, Jake Paul's like, nobody beats up people who look like me.
Exactly.
You beat up my likeness. Now I gotta fuck you up.
Did we talk about it then when a bunch of Mayweather's people fucking cornered Jake in Vegas at some point?
No.
So there's a video, and the video, when you first watch it, it looks like it's either Mayweather or one of his people talking. It looks like it's one-on-one, right? And Jake just runs the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Like literally runs the fuck out. And so the first footage I saw was him like backstage, and like he's like going through doors, and someone's chasing him with the camera, and all it said was Jake Paul running away from Mayweather, right? And then later on, there was another video that came out, and it was like a zoomed in of just these two men arguing, and then one Mayweather or whoever it is goes to grab Jake, and then Jake just runs the fuck off. Runs up this ramp. They're outside. He runs up this ramp and runs into a door, and then he's gone. That's the end of that clip. Yeah. Then you find another video later on. They came out like right after that one, and it was 10 dudes, 10 of Mayweather's people, and Jake was like, it was him and like 2 other dudes. Yeah. So like obviously, it's like,
you'd be stupid if you stayed and fought.
Yeah. Like okay, not like I don't care who you are, how badass you are. Like if even the professional fighter, you could be the best of the best.
10 schmoes can easily fuck up a one professional fighter.
Exactly. Now, 10, like an entourage around a professional fighter. Like, I'm not saying everyone around him is a professional fighter.
At least 2 of those guys are either fighters themselves also, or security.
Exactly. And they all have some type of training. Yeah. It's like, there's no, like, that would be retarded to stay and try to, I'm going to take on all 10 of you dudes because I need to protect my image. Yeah. Now, fuck my image. I need to protect my life and my health and my career so I can keep making money. Right. Because if I'm, like, oh man, because you don't know what could happen in the street fight, especially against 10 dudes. Yeah. Because who says they're going to stop beating? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, then you get knocked down, and then everybody has to get a fucking hit in, and then all of a sudden you got fucking, like, coma, crazy fucking injuries.
Exactly. Like, brain damage. You never know. Yeah. I would have got the fuck out of there, too. And that's because I am, like, we've talked about how badass I am before on the show. Yeah. So, and I would have got the fuck out of there. So.
Yeah, you're, like, just below Chuck Norris.
Barely. Yeah. But only because I can't do a roundhouse kick.
Yeah, only because you weren't trained by Bruce Lee.
Exactly. But, you know, if I could throw that roundhouse kick, fucking Chuck Norris, watch out. Have we talked about that they've... Oh, yeah, no, we did talk about that. We talked about that last week. We talked about that. X-Defiant. We've talked about that, but there's more gameplay coming out of it, I guess, now.
I think it's in beta or something.
Yeah, so a lot more gameplay, yeah. I mean, the more I see of it, the more, I mean, okay.
It looks pretty good. Like, it still looks... It doesn't look super good to me. I mean, it looks like...
It looks entertaining.
It looks as close you could get to Call of Duty without it being Call of Duty. Yeah. But it looks like... There's like the... What is it? It's kind of like a off-brand feel to it. Still. Yeah.
It's honestly like it looks fun and it looks enjoyable, but yeah, to me, like every time I watch those gameplay trailers, you ever seen those meme videos where it's Superman, a Power Ranger, Shrek, and some other and fucking Lightning McQueen, and it's like the Super Force Justice League, and it's like because they can't use their real names, and like that's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, or you go to the supermarket and you got Cocoa Puffs, Fruity Pebbles, and all that, and then you got the bag cereal.
Fruit Circles.
And you got the bag cereal. Yeah, you got Cocoa Balls or Choco Balls.
And then Fruit Circles.
Fruit Circles.
Yep. Crisp Rice.
Crisp Rice.
Just some dude in the front. Not even a cartoon, just some dude with the thumbs up. Yeah, I mean that's what it looks like. It looks like something you would see. Oh man, do you remember? I remember Nana used to buy these all the time too. And you know what? Some of them were actually good, but it was it's like Sleeping Beauty. Then it would be what was it? The Cursed Sleeping Girl, and it was like a cartoon. It was basically Sleeping Beauty, but it was just generic cartoon.
Yeah.
Like instead of the Jungle Book, it was Jungle Friends Adventures.
Jungle Friends Adventures. Yep.
And yeah, Nana used to buy it because they were like $1.
Be Monsters Inc. And then it's the Boogie Company.
Yep, exactly.
The Oogie Boogie Company.
Yep. Oh man. Oh, I was excited about this, and I've actually signed up for the beta, and I'm hoping if I do sign up for the beta, I can't say shit about it because it's like they're gonna make me sign an NDA.
Mm-hmm.
But Warner Brothers has announced a Harry Potter Quidditch game. So,
But I thought Quidditch was gonna be in Hogwarts Legacy.
supposedly it was, but fucking
But
Professor Black or fucking Headmaster Black banned it for the fucking season for whatever fucking reason. So no fucking Quidditch.
Gay.
Yeah, no. And I feel like, I mean, the Quidditch field is there. Like, obviously it's in game because they have to have it because it's fucking an accurate ass fucking thing.
Yeah.
And the fucking flying feels phenomenal. Like, why not? I feel like it could have been something.
I bet they are. I always thought it was just gonna be another like a DLC.
I hope so. I hope they do it. I still haven't finished it.
But I don't know if they're gonna put out, depending on when this Quidditch game comes out.
Yeah, well, I mean, the beta's coming soon, very, very soon.
Yeah, so it's probably coming out this year. So that makes me think that maybe there won't be Quidditch in that game.
Yeah,
in Hogwarts.
The other thing about this, though, the one thing that bothers me about it, so it's a Harry Potter Quidditch game, but it's very Fortnite-y.
Yeah, it looks Fortnite-y.
It looks Fortnite-y as hell. There's nothing wrong with like Fortnite graphics.
Yeah, but it's like
everything is Fortnite-y now. Like
it just comes off as lazy because like it's like you're using the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
And then you're just using like it feels like you're just using default settings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When we know Unreal Engine can be like photorealistic as well.
Yes.
So it's like, why are you doing this?
Ooh. Speaking of fucking photorealism.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the fucking footage of that fucking body cam game again?
I have been seeing some of this, yeah.
So we talked about it a while back. Like it was probably like.
I thought that was a scary game back then.
That's what they made it seem
I thought
like.
this is a different game.
No, the same game.
Oh, it is.
Same game. So because they compare the footage, and it's the same developer, same person that put out the footage initially. It's gonna be not a scary game, but it's gonna be a thriller. You're gonna be a special forces police officer, a tactical police officer.
Yeah.
And you're investigating a crime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not gonna be a running gun. It's not gonna be. There's gonna be like you're questioning people. You're talking so you're gonna be calling for backup. You're calling everything you're doing isn't just running gunning. And it doesn't look like it's gonna be multiplayer either.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but it still looks cool as shit.
The only thing is, it looks like it's it looks like it's a VR game.
No,
I'm confused on how you control it if it's not a VR game.
Yeah, it's not a VR game, and they're saying it's gonna be. Let me see here. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's not a VR game.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be. Let me see. I fucking hate clicking the goddamn link in bio.
Just because the movement looks weird.
Yeah, it looks weird
for it not to be.
And they're calling it unique gunplay.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the thing about it, it's not all about because that's what it makes it seem like. It's all about like the guns,
mm-hmm.
but it's more about the investigate. What the fuck? It said link in goddamn bio, and now it's not here.
Yeah.
You piece of shit! You lied to me.
I need to know if it's like, are you actually aiming, or is it like a sort of decision making thing, right? Where it's like it's always going to be doing that, but you're deciding what order.
Oh, you know what? That's a good question because we don't really see the controls as far as. Yeah, that's a good question.
Because it'll be like, oh, you're going. Oh yeah, I'll go this way, and then maybe there's some way you decide on how you take the actions.
Maybe.
Because it just looks off to me that it looks so foreign to me if it's at like an FPS.
Yeah.
For you to be walking around that way and just like the amount of like realistic motion because it's about body cam.
Yeah.
It's also weird because it is a body cam. It's not like the normal camera.
Yeah, because normally it would be a helmet cam or POV. It says players will take the role of a tactical police officer. Not only will it use a unique gunplay system, so yeah, it says gunplay system, so you're going to be aiming and shooting. Mm-hmm. But it promises complex like questioning and like asking for backup and like so things like that. It looks basically like, and then like so you're gonna have things that pop up and it's gonna like you're gonna have multiple options to say, and so that way based on that what's gonna happen in the storyline. But it seems like, I'm confused because that does look because you're seeing from the chest POV instead of from the face. Yeah. So. I mean, but that might kind of be easier to aim though. At the same time. Yeah,
but I don't. But also with the aiming thing, like it doesn't look.
There's
like
no
it's
ADS.
Aiming. Yeah, it's not. So it's like how does it work? I need to know how the controls are.
Yeah, that's something I need to see as well. Maybe I mean it is
because right now it's being sold as an FPS in my mind. When I look at this, I'm like, this is an FPS that looks amazing.
Yes.
But at the same time, because of the camera, I'm just like, how does this work? Because it seems so weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's because it's so different from what we're used to. To the point where, but see, the thing is like it's so photorealistic and it looks so good that I guess when they were submitting it to the Steam library, that they actually had to prove
that it was gameplay.
That it was gameplay and not actual body cam footage. Mm-hmm. They had to go in there and show them and like that it was rendered. And it was weird. But that's how good it fucking looks. It really does look like if you really, really look at it closely, okay, you can see kind of all right. Like I see that's. Yeah. But for the most part, like just watching those videos back, it looks like actual body cam footage. Because the thing about that I think that's why it's so brilliant though. Because the body cams, they're not high definition cameras. Right. They're there's enough fuzz to them that like you can hide that it's not a real
any sort of infidelity. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like it's brilliant. It's a brilliant way to fucking do it. Yeah. It's just all about getting it, and then everything looks so fucking gritty and look at the fucking lighting, everything looks so fucking real. Like right here, I feel like right here you can tell that's a game. This does not look like a game at fucking all. Like this looks super hyper real. And the way he runs, the movement, everything. Mm-hmm. This looks like a fucking real, like the way he shoots around this corner. Look at this. Look at the way he shoots. Like that's like what you in the recoil on the fucking gun. Yeah. That's so fucking.
Here's what. Yeah, it's just weird because the camera's moving and your hands are moving.
And your hands are moving, yeah. So but see, I don't think I think the camera shake. I think that's independent. So I think that's always going to be there. I think that's probably something you can turn off. Like you can stabilize that probably. That's just to add to the realism of it.
Well, I don't have an issue with it. I'll play with it however it's supposed to be. Yeah. But I'm just saying the controls is always the issue. Is what. Yeah. Because on paper, looking at this looks amazing.
It looks amazing, right? Yeah.
But it's like, how does it play? Like that could make or break it.
Yeah. But it makes me like. Looking at it again and thinking about what you're saying, it kind of have you ever played the original Max Payne?
Not the original.
The original Max Payne, the controls were so fucking weird because like you can move his body and then you would move the camera, but like so the camera orbited around your character, but you can face so like if you're walking in this direction, you can turn the camera and you would still be facing in this direction, but the camera would be pointing behind you, and so you're only aiming in the direction you're facing. So if you wanted to turn to face the camera, you had to turn yourself to face the camera. You know what I mean? And I mean, you can do that in modern games now, but it was so weird at the time and like so independent. Because now like when you're moving, the camera kind of follows you, and unless you move it. Yeah. But back in that game specifically, they were completely independent. So it was like you had to like kind of track yourself. Yeah, and I feel like it's something like that where it's going to be where it's like the camera is one thing and the gun is going to be another thing. Huh. Yeah. And I feel like especially because it's body cam, I feel like the gun movement's going to be a little bit easier because it's just going to be this. You know, you don't have to. It's just gonna be up, down, left, or right. You don't have to worry about turning without moving the camera because.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
I wonder if it's gonna be like if you're just aiming in the general direction of something.
I think that's what. That's more than likely what I'm thinking is gonna be too.
Because if you have to be accurate, I have a hard time believing.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But I mean, we'll see when it comes out. We'll see when it comes out. I'm very curious about it. It was funny. We're talking about this. It reminded me. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately, and I was playing with my headphones on. And I had a max volume, and I was using the M16. I'm not good at getting the gold, like the challenge camos, but like I've kind of reached the point where it's like, okay, well, let me get all the challenge camos.
Okay.
And so I was using the M16 trying to get the platinum on it. No, gold. Get gold. And I had the headphones on, and I'm fine. And I was just I think I had to get a mounted kill, so I'm just right there. And the sound, like it hit me because I don't know why I started focusing on the sound. Mm-hmm. But it sounded so accurate in the moment that I was literally having flashbacks to the military. Really? Like I was so and like how I like even everything like the way he pulls it out, pulls the slide, you know, everything that he does, like it literally gave me because that was the rifle I was more familiar with, the F-16. Like that's like at the time that I was in the military, that's what we used.
That was your gun, yeah.
That's and so everything he did, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then like hearing
is M16 still like the most?
I feel like they still use it. Yeah.
In the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, I've been out in a while. I've been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the AR-15.
Oh.
It's the same, basically the same thing. The only difference between the M16 and the AR-15 is the M16 has full auto.
Yeah. AR is semi.
What was that? Oh, and wait. No, M16 is safe, semi, burst, and full auto. If I remember right.
What's safe?
Safe means you can pull the trigger and nothing's gonna happen. It's locked.
Oh, okay.
And then semi is single round. Mm-hmm. And then burst is 3-round burst. And then full auto is.
Yeah.
But the sound.
What about fully semi-automatic?
Fully semi-automatic?
You never heard that?
No, I've never heard that.
Like politicians, whenever they're trying to get the Second Amendment, cross out whatever.
Control, yeah.
That's always what they say. It's always like an argument, like, oh, there's no reason a gun should be fully semi-automatic. Yeah. And then the right side's always like, it's not fully semi-automatic, it's semi-automatic
or
full auto.
Yeah.
Know your stuff before you try to take our guns.
But see, that's okay. Like we don't get political on the show. But that's why I've never heard that because I don't listen to politics usually. But the thing, like, I'm all about gun control. I feel like if you're gonna have a gun, you should be educated and know what the fuck you have.
Yeah.
Know how to use it and know safe, proper procedures. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like that's how people get hurt. That's how people And even gun nuts, fucking people that like surround themselves with guns. Those are the guys that get hurt all the fucking time. You know why? Because they get complacent with their fucking guns.
Yeah, they don't respect it.
They don't respect it anymore. It's like they're around it all the time. So it's like same thing with drivers. The way when people get into car accidents, because you got complacent, you zoned out, and you weren't paying fucking attention.
Yeah.
And that's how I think there's rules like in the military. It's the same rules they drilled into me as a civilian when I got my guns. And like at work and everything, it's you treat every weapon as if it's loaded.
Yeah. And
even if you know it's not loaded, like I can get my pistol out right now, pull the magazine out, pull the round out, have it chambered so I can see that there's no round in there, but I would never point it at you. Mm-hmm. Knowing I'm looking at it, there's nothing in there, but I would never point it at you because I treat it as if it's loaded. Because you don't okay, there's not like there's gonna be a ghost round that just fucking flies in there.
Yeah.
But still, like. Pointing at you never, and that's one of the other rules. It's like treat all weapons as if they're loaded. Never point at something you don't intend to kill or destroy.
Right.
Those are the two biggest fucking rules, and people ignore that shit all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. Trigger control is another big one that I always fucking I hate. So when you're carrying your weapon, you don't a lot of people. You see them even Call of Duty though. Call of Duty, you see if you notice when you see they don't have their fingers in the trigger guard. They have it up on the side. Mm-hmm. That's trigger control. Because you don't do that because you're gonna. So how many times have you team killed? Or you ever played hardcore?
Yeah. So, I haven't really played it in. I Hardcore wasn't in the game when I was playing. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. But no, I mean, in any of them. In any of them.
Yeah.
So, like, you come around the corner and one of your teammates jumps out, and what do? You
shoot. Yeah.
That's why you don't keep your finger in the trigger well, though. Because shit like that will happen in real life.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, it's like, but there's things like, it's all about fucking education, and, like, and no matter what side of the argument you're on, education should be the fucking, that's the basics.
Yeah.
Fucking, everyone should know what the fuck they're talking about if you're gonna argue it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so I was having flashbacks, like, because literally, like, it sounded so realistic, and then with the fucking Pulse headphones, like, in the, I was, like, literally, I was fucking having fucking military flashbacks. Fast and the Furious, we saw the trailer for Fast X.
Oh, for Fast 10.
Yeah. Oh, let's take a break. Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna get another drink, and then we'll come back after a word from our sponsor. What's going on, people? Pistol Pete Jr. here. Just to remind you one more time to check out Ray's Energy Drinks by Rep Sports. Ray's Energy Drinks. Amazing flavors. Zero sugar, zero dyes, zero crash. None of the junk, none of the bullshit that's in these other energy drinks. They're amazing. I guarantee you're going to love them. Use coupon code TRPS for checkout. Get 15% off your order. Check out repsports.com. REPPSPORTS.com. Again, use coupon code TRPS for 15% off your order and to let them know that we sent you.
Welcome back to the Peter and I Podcast.
We're back. One more game. We were about to talk about Fast X.
Trailer.
Supposedly the final Fast and the Furious, the final movie in the franchise. Supposedly this was the big ending finale.
Vin Diesel saying goodbye to Paul Walker one more time.
Yes, because they were going to officially kill off
Paul Walker.
What? No, what's his name?
I forgot what his name is.
It's
been so long. It's been like
David?
fucking 5 movies now.
I know, right? Fuck, I can't remember. What the fuck is his character's name? Damn it, I can't remember. It's gonna bug me. Anyway, yeah, they're finally gonna kill the character off.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been in 5 movies. Like, where the fuck has he been?
Yeah, they haven't even mentioned him.
Yeah, right.
I think his girlfriend's been around for one movie after, and then
I think she was in 2. She was in 2 since after he passed.
Yeah, but like still, she didn't even mention him.
Yeah. No, they do. She's like I think at one point she said something like, "Oh, he's at home with the kids" or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you're here fucking fighting terrorists, and he can't fucking come in and help. Like, you can't get a baby fucking sitter. Like,
yeah,
crack a Bud Light for the American working man. It's actually a Smirnoff Ice spicy margarita.
Why'd you have to say that, man?
You
could have just kept the illusion that we're out here.
It's Poco Pico.
Poco Pico.
They're actually really fucking good. They're not strong, but they're really good. Very tasty. Yeah. I feel like fucking what's his nuts? Aquaman.
Momoa.
Yeah. I feel like he's just being. Yeah. It's like he's like The Rock now. He's just being him in the fucking movie. Like they're just like he's doing shit, and he was like, "Oh wait, you guys are filming this?"
That's what every person does in that movie, though.
Yeah, true.
Tyrese is just being Tyrese.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like Ludacris is acting. Ludacris.
Nah, I think Ludacris is a fucking nerd. Who else? I feel like Han is just being Han. I feel like Gal Gadot.
Maybe. I mean, okay. I mean, and that could be why it's so endearing.
I feel like definitely Jason Statham's just being Jason Statham.
Yeah, I can see that.
The Rock was being The Rock.
No, you know what? I feel like Jason Statham. I feel like he's not really that serious.
Okay, but he's still what we know as Jason Statham. He's been the same. In every movie. He's the same in is it Pacifier?
No. Is it the Pacifier? No, that's the Pacifier with Vin Diesel.
Is it? Okay. Well, there's one of them, like the something with a P. That's.
I thought he was the driver.
Transporter.
The transporter. That's what. Yeah, same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah.
It's the same in all those movies.
Yeah. But no, I feel like Jason Statham, like he has. I feel like he's a parody of himself now.
Yeah.
Where he's just because he's in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He's in Snatch. He's and he kind of plays that like serious type character, but he's not an action star. He's not a fighter. He's just a smart guy that's trying to get over on he's trying to run a heist, or he's just trying to like he got dragged into some shit he didn't want to be into. Now he's got to all right, well if I had to do this shit with you guys, we're gonna do it the right fucking way. Like here we're gonna do it, kind of thing. Like he's just he's the smartest guy around a bunch of his dumb drunk friends. Like that's who he is in those other movies.
Yeah.
And he's just annoyed and exasperated for most of it. But yeah, I feel like but maybe that's what makes those movies so endearing though. Is because it feels like everyone is just being themselves at this point, kind of just okay, that's what this guy would do in this situation. Like if he it's just, I mean, also it's just so ridiculous now. Like let's get these fucking street racers to fucking.
We're gonna blow up the Vatican.
Yeah, that's what the fucking trailer. Like, oh, you guys are gonna blow up the Vatican? Yeah. All right, and Vin Diesel has
with a wrecking ball sized bomb.
Yeah, and Vin Diesel has stop out of all the ways to stop a fucking wrecking ball bomb, he drives a car into it. Like what the fuck? Like you can solve problems without a car. Like there's other ways to solve these problems.
But
no, we're just gonna drive fast and crash into it.
This car is family, and there's nothing I trust more than family. To stop a bomb.
Oh, dude, I recently came. Do you remember the original Fast and Furious?
Not really. I don't remember the plot.
Okay, but do you remember the characters? Do you remember Jesse, the nerdy kid, the one that was the one that he would go on the computer and design all the cars and all that? And he loses his dad's Jetta and all that.
Yeah.
And have you seen that guy he's on Instagram and TikTok? He looks like a fat Vin Diesel, and he just goes around and. So Jesse has been riding his Fast and the Furious fame on TikTok. Apparently, he just goes to these meetings and it's him and Hector. They just go to fucking Comic Cons and fucking sign autographs about Fast and Furious. So there's a video of him and this fake Dom. And so this guy so Vin Diesel's a taller guy. You know, he's taller on height, and Jesse's about average. Apparently, this
is Vin Diesel tall? I felt like he's always been short.
Well, but I mean, he was taller than the Jesse character. Let's see how tall Vin Diesel is.
So how tall is The Rock? 6'4"? 6'6"?
Vin Diesel's 5'11", so he's not short. I think The Rock is 6'4", 6'5". I was close. Did you know that Vin Diesel's full name is Vehicle Identification Number Diesel?
I was like, where are you getting that from? And then I realized, Vin.
But anyway, so this fake Dom and Jesse from they're having this whole thing.
I wonder how many people do that. Like you go to the dealer and like, oh yeah, what's the VIN? It's like, I don't know VIN.
It's Diesel.
The Diesel? You talking about the Diesel? I don't know the Diesel.
But yeah, so they have there's a bunch of these two guys meeting up on TikTok, just recreating how they would act if he was still in all these other movies. They're funny yet sad. It's just him just trying to ride this Fast and the Furious wave. But so this is supposed to be the last one, but they've just announced that they have a director for Fast 11, and it's just
and it's Taika Waititi.
It's gonna be called Fast, Love and Thunder. Oh shit! And it's part of the MCU for some reason.
Yeah, Thor is gonna be in it.
Vin Diesel officially in the MCU.
Thor's the villain, and Vin Diesel is racing against time. to save the world from a raging Thor.
And Groot's gonna be there for some reason.
Yeah. Groot's gonna make the track that they have to that they drive on.
Yep, exactly. No, that's what's gonna happen. See, Thor's gonna be flying to save somebody, and Vin Diesel's gonna be driving to save somebody, and then the bridge that he's on is gonna collapse, and then Groot just comes out of nowhere and says, "I am Groot." He becomes a bridge. And then Vin Diesel looks over and says, "I am family." That's the name of the episode. I mean, okay, I can't hate on the fact. I mean, I enjoy them. You know what I mean? They're not the greatest movies ever. They're not terrible movies. Yeah. They're enjoyable for what they are.
Like popcorn flicks.
Yeah, exactly. You go over there, you watch the movie, you enjoy it. Can't hate on it. Godzilla vs. Kong. They're coming out with a sequel called The New Empire. Did you watch the teaser that I sent?
No, I didn't watch the teaser.
So, I mean, it's this new monkey. Or this new ape. He looks like he's got longer arms than Kong. And he's like all... And they got Godzilla's skull and Kong's skull there.
Oh, so it's like a different...
There's going to be another, like a new... There's going to be like a villain ape.
Oh, I see.
And he's got white fur. So you know he's evil.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have he's going to have one eye.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And his arms, like I think he's I think he's like a lemur or something. Not a lemur. What are they called? Not a baboon.
Howler.
Yes, like a howler monkey. That's what it looks like. Like he's got the long arms and legs. Because gorilla's got the.
Yeah, but how am I supposed to believe a howler monkey is gonna beat a gorilla?
It's got longer arms and legs. Because Kong's got the long arms, but he's got short legs. Right? So, the addition of long legs, I mean, the reach advantage right there.
I don't know. It doesn't compute.
Jonathan Majors is...
Well, on the topic of trailers, what do you think about White Man Can't Jump?
Oh, shit, yeah, I did. I forgot about that one. You know what? I like the original a lot.
Yeah.
The original was more comedic in its premise. But I mean, it was one of those movies where it was billed as a comedy, but it was like a sleeper kind of more drama. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because they had the drama in it.
I kind of got that vibe from this.
That's what I got from this one too. Yeah, there's that. But I feel like this one they're focusing more on the tournament and more,
and less on like the hustle.
The hustle, yeah, yeah. I mean, they're hustling to get the money for the tournament, so that's I mean that's the goal. That's the impetus to keep that's why they're working together. That's why. I never pegged Giancarlo as an actor.
Giancarlo.
But I mean, he looked like he was. I mean, in the bits that they were showing.
Yeah, he seems like he was pretty good, at least in the trailer.
Yeah.
I know Andrew Scholes is in it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it. I don't know if I'd go see it in the theaters. Oh no, it's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's
on Hulu. Yeah. So yeah,
is it a movie or is it? I think it's a movie.
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. So I don't know if I would. See, I think it's smart. I wouldn't go see that in the theater. Probably. I don't think it doesn't look like a theater flick to me. Yeah. But it is something I would watch at the house. You know.
I think most sports movies nowadays you wouldn't go watch in the theater.
I want to go see the Nike one. What is it called?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's the story of how they started making Jordans.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know.
It's got fucking oh my god, who's in it? I want to say it's Brad Pitt, but it's not Brad Pitt. I think the movie is called Air.
Yeah, but that's different. That's not a sports movie. It's about a franchise, right?
Yeah,
a franchise being made that surrounds a sport. But I'm saying like I remember the Titans. Or stuff like that. I feel like I wouldn't go to a movie theater and watch. That's something you watch at home. Yeah. And you enjoy at home.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I could see that.
Or even like Gridiron Gang or something like that. Like if I went to a movie theater and watched Gridiron Gang, I'd be like, why am I here?
Yeah, good point. Like you go to the theater to see something rad, something fucking that you're like it's a spectacle. Yeah. Like the Marvel movies, like
or very high level, like cinema.
Yeah, like Kong, like this new Kong movie. I'd rather see it in the theater. Like it doesn't seem like I'm not gonna go see it in the theater, but it's something I would probably rather see in the theater as opposed to on my own TV. because it's like that's that grand state where like this is something huge.
Yeah.
And I want to see it. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, I tried watching Bel Air.
Oh yeah. How'd that feel?
It's not good. I mean, it is, but it's.
It's just not. It's not Prince of Bel Air.
It's not.
It's not what it's trying to be, right?
Yeah, it's the same characters, it's the same premise, but it's just.
It doesn't work as like a pure drama.
Yeah, no, there needs to be the comedy. There needs to be because it's so ridiculous. This kid fight. Oh, like you grew up in the mean streets of fucking Philadelphia.
Yeah. And
now you're moving with your rich uncle in Bel Air. Like, there's a culture. That's what makes it funny. It's like the culture clash. The differences in what you're. Yeah, I mean, and yes, there's drama there. But. I don't know.
It's probably like overdone drama. Though,
yeah,
right?
that's the
so
thing. It's like everything is drama.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like fucking Pretty Little Liars or something.
Yeah.
Or like
the first season,
the
first season of Pretty Little Liars was really good.
Yeah.
And then after that, it got to a point where it was like
it got to once they found like 5 different people who were being A, then it started.
Yeah, it's like all right, like okay. Like, how many fucking people know this goddamn secret? Like,
yeah.
Like,
is it really a secret at this point?
The whole fucking town is A now. Like, what the fuck? The fucking guy the teacher she was banging is fucking A.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Shit, I was gonna say something else about something. Oh, okay, so, I told you about the remaking House Party, right? And that's just, they're remaking a lot of stuff from the 80s and 90s right now. For modern audiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, did you see the story I sent about American Pie?
Yeah.
So,
about it's problematic to Gen Zers.
It's problematic. And you know what?
I could see why.
I can see it.
It's still a fucking movie.
Yeah, it's like it's not real life. It's a movie. It's meant to be over the top comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's meant to be like it's like Porky's. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen Porky's?
No.
So, like, Porky's was the American Pie of, like, my dad's generation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was, like, this over-the-top, like, raunchy comedy.
I thought that would be, like, Revenge of the Nerds.
No, Revenge of the Nerds was later. Porky's, I think...
Later?
Yeah. Because Revenge of the Nerds came out, like, in the 80s. Yeah. Porky's, I want to say Porky's came out in the 70s. I could be wrong. It could be late 70s. Mm-hmm. But it was, like, one of those kind of, like... Mm-hmm. I want to say it came out around the same time as Grease. I don't remember when Grease came out though. But it's like around that kind of era, and like the big scene in that one was like they figure out a way to get into the walls of the girls' shower, of the girls' locker room showers, and they're watching through the fucking drain holes of the girls. You know, in American Pie, the scene that they talk about, like the problematic scene, is when
the end.
No. When they're recording, remember when the foreign girl?
Yeah, Nadia. Yeah.
Nadia.
That's the end of the movie.
It's not. Is it?
Pretty sure.
No, because then they go to prom still. Because remember the whole thing was they were trying to get laid before prom. They were trying to lose their virginity.
Yeah, but it was like near the end of the movie.
It was near the end.
It was like right before.
Yeah, but
then he did that to her, and then he apologized to her, and she's like, oh. And
but yeah, you're right.
They still kissed or whatever, but they didn't hook up.
No, remember he makes her come. She makes him come right there. Like she touches him, and he comes, and then and that's why at prom when the nerd girl, she makes him wear 2 condoms because she doesn't want him finishing too fast, because everyone saw the video. Yeah, so it was close enough to the end. So, but it's still a happy ending for all.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see.
Actually, I guess maybe it was at the beginning.
I want to say it was like midway.
Because it was before he met the band.
The band chick, yeah. It's like, okay, so I hate to say it like this way because it's not what I mean, and I feel like it's not an excuse, and it's not. So, it was a different time. Mm-hmm. But like that's the excuse for everything. It's like when Disney and had the crows and Dumbo, it's like, it was a different time. Like you could make those kind of jokes. People did, but see the thing is,
but who's getting offended over that?
That's my fucking question. That's my question. Is why is it like? Why does it have to be?
Why can't people look at stuff through the lens of the time that it was created? You know what's crazy? How has nobody fucking bitched about Blazing Saddles recently?
Because Blazing Saddles is a goddamn classic. Like,
yeah, but still, it's still the most racist game.
It really is.
If you're gonna complain about American Pie being problematic for one scene, how are you not complaining about Blazing Saddles for being problematic in every scene possible?
Because it was made by a Jew.
Oh, true.
It's made by a Jew.
Kanye was on to something.
Well, no, I mean but isn't in American Pie the main character? He's a Jew.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Yeah. See, maybe they didn't realize. See, they didn't emphasize the fact that he was a Jew in the movie. If they would have said that more blatantly, like if he would have wore his yarmulke during the scene, then they would have been like, "Oh, he's Jewish."
Oh, he's just Jewish.
All right. I mean, fuck. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know. Because I feel like there wasn't so much of a disconnect. So between. I don't know. Maybe there is. I'm trying to think of these generational disconnects, because I feel like just the.
It's just the culture of being upset about something, right?
I think that's what it is, right?
And it's like you get brownie points for pointing out that something is an issue when no one else is talking about it.
Yeah. It's like everybody's a tattletale now, and like everyone has to point out, Because I'm trying to think, it's like, so, you know, there was the baby boomers, and then there was, like, well, the baby boomers and the hippies, that's the same generation, right? Because they're not Gen Xers.
Oh, baby boomers are 50s, aren't they? This is right after World War II.
Yes, because it was right after World War. All those babies.
So I guess because they'd be in their 20s in the
so they were hippies,
70s, so they could be hippies, yeah.
So I understand like the argument for the boomers was like, okay, well, we were like, they fought for their rights, they fought for a lot of shit. They the protests, the free love movement, all that shit. But then they became this fucking, like, now they're a bunch of uptight fucking assholes. You know what I mean? Gen Xers, I still say I'm borderline Gen X. There's sometimes I see, like, if you're born after 82, then you're a millennial. Then there's other ones I see that if you're born after 80, you're a millennial.
Yeah.
So I'm a mixennial. Because I feel like I relate to the Gen Xers more than I do millennials.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the Gen Xers, it was more about like, and I feel like that's the thing. Remember we talked about like the whole thing about how it's cool to be, it was cool to be dumb, and it wasn't, not that it was cool to be dumb, but it was cool to not care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was cool to not care, and that's what it was like. The whole thing, like with Clerks, the whole thing, like. That whole thing was like, yes, they had jobs.
Yeah, two guys who didn't give a shit.
They didn't give a shit about anything else. They could have had these amazing futures, but they didn't care enough.
Yeah.
And now they're in their, like, well, have you seen Clerks 3?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that movie. Like, I cried in Clerks fucking 3. But it's like, yeah, now they were in their fucking 50s and hadn't done shit with their lives because they didn't care in their, and then with the millennials, then, it's the birth of the internet, the birth of being on, like, having everything available to you, yeah. And now with the Gen Zers, it's like that's all they know. Because like with millennials,
you know what it is. It's both having everything at your fingertips. It's just millennials didn't get it until they were in their teens at the very least. Where like Gen Zers are getting it.
Born with it, basically.
Yeah, are born with it. Like they're literally. Like their iPad is their fucking nanny.
Yeah, it really is.
A lot of kids now.
Yeah, that. So and you know what? It's like we try not to do that with Jasmine, but it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard not to like. It's like, okay, well, like go read a book. Okay, I read that book. Okay, go read another book. Well, I read all my books. All right, well, go watch TV. Well, there's nothing on TV. Okay, well, here's your fucking tablet then. Like fucking, like like go outside, go swimming.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Give me your iPad.
Yeah, no, that's what, like, and as bad as it sounds to say that, there's times where it's like, just all right, go on your fucking iPad, like, stop it. Get some exercise. Go outside. Because see, like I grew up. So I remember from, I want to say, till I was about 12, probably like junior high school. Yeah, I played outside with my friends.
Yeah,
we went outside, and it's I was like, we lived on a cul-de-sac, so it was a little different. Where like we never left the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We fucking go through that whole neighborhood, but we never went to the main streets. We never went out of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But our parents was like, hey, we're gonna go outside. You know, hey, just come back for dinner or come back. You know, come check in.
Right.
You know, and we didn't have cell phones. I had a pager when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
But even a pager, it's like, okay, well, my mom's calling. My mom's trying to get a hold of me. Now I need to get to a phone to call her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I know that my mom was trying to get a hold of me. That's all the pager does now. You know? I didn't have a cell phone until I was at least 18.
18?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get my first one till 8th grade, which is...
See, but what was your first phone?
Honestly, it's a flip phone. It was like well, not a flip phone, but it's like one of those... It's like it's slid.
Like okay, like the Sidekick?
Yeah, kind of. It was one of those types, but it was like a...
Okay.
It was like right before like the iPhones started like blowing up, right?
Yeah, my first phone was a Nokia brick that had Snake. That was my first phone with the ones that you can interchange the faceplates. That was my first phone. I didn't get a smartphone. I didn't have what AT&T or T-Mobile, or it was AT&T at the time. Mm-hmm. I didn't have AT&T, and that was the only place you can get the Razr. Remember the Razr phones?
Yeah,
They were the thin flip phones.
Yeah.
And so Sprint had this bootleg. It was called the Katana, and it was basically the Razr, but it was just slightly different.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It didn't have all the shit the Razr did. I had that phone forever. Mm-hmm. Like I literally had that phone until it snapped in half.
Jeez.
And even then, it still would have worked. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have a screen. If I connected to Bluetooth, I would still been able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't have a screen.
It just didn't work. Yeah.
No, that's when I upgraded to my first smartphone.
Okay.
But I didn't like. But nowadays, like, it's I forget who said it or where I saw it, but it was like, so at the time, like when I first got my first pager was probably about half the size of my phone right now. You know, it was like if you from here down, and it went on your hip, right? And it was fairly thick, size of battery. Mm-hmm. Then the phones were fucking these giant bricks. And the phones were getting smaller, the pages were getting smaller. And eventually, like, the flip phones, they were tiny. Like, they had phones that, like, they were the size of a matchbook, right? And then they added screens. And people realized they could watch porn on their phones.
Like, holy shit.
And the phones got bigger.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I want to say it was probably about...
It became. Oh man, I wish my phone was bigger so I could watch these fucking titties.
I remember. I was probably say within the last, like right before COVID, I was seeing this. But so people had their phones, and people have phones and they have tablets, right? And they're just kind of weird in between.
Yeah.
Where they're just either they're giant phones or small tablets.
Yeah.
And I would see people walking around, like with this fucking thing on their face. It's like this giant fucking phone. It's like I can't even probably like maybe a 6-inch fucking screen, like a 6-inch like wide fucking thing, mm-hmm. And like it looks like a tablet, but you're holding it to your face like it's a phone. Mm-hmm. Like that's not a phone. Like fuck off. Stop using it like a phone. What's wrong with you? Now they have the flip ones, and like see, I want to get a flip one, like the ones with the folding screens.
Never seen it.
Haven't seen it. So it's basically it's the Samsung, I think, and it's basically two of these, mm-hmm. but it folds in half. Mm. And when you open it, it's just one solid screen. There's no hinge.
Oh, that's cool.
My only issue with that is I feel like you get a piece of metal, and you just fold it, and you unfold it, and you fold it, and you unfold it. Then eventually it snaps, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen with the screen.
And then you're just gonna have two screens.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's gonna work because it's like having this crack down the middle of your screen. Mm-hmm. So like, and when you fold it, it's just like this. You have a screen on the outside, so you can still use it normally. And then when you open it, it just enlarges whatever you're looking at. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but like back to millennials and fucking exennials and exennial. That's what it was. That's what it is. It's exennials in between Gen X and millennials.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so like this whole thing with American Pie and this whole like, it was a comedy made for the generation at the time. And now going back, like there's a lot of movies I go back and watch and like, oh shit, I can't believe they said that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like, at the time, like people weren't offended like they are nowadays. And like you said, it goes back to like everyone just. So, I did a lot of stupid shit growing up. I did a lot of stupid things. There's a lot of things that I could have gotten killed doing because, like, we used to jump on the trains.
Uh-huh.
You see, I don't know if you remember. I doubt you remember my grandma's house where we grew up. Where I grew up.
No.
So.
Wait, the cul-de-sac?
The cul-de-sac, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of remember it.
Okay, so it was our house, the street, the house across from us, and then in their backyard was basically the railroad.
Okay, yeah.
So if you jumped their fence, you were in the how there's always the rocks on the train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Behind that was the rocks.
Yeah.
We would jump that fence all the time, and the train in the residential they had to slow down. But as soon as they're out of residential, they speed up to like 45 miles an hour. They're going 10 miles an hour in residential.
Mm-hmm.
We would jump on them when they're going 10 miles an hour and ride them in one direction. Yeah, and then we would jump off
at 45.
At 45 fucking miles an hour into rocks. And it's not just rocks. There's broken glass. There's like, you know, like homeless people go back there. People break shit back there all the time. Like, you know, and like we would just fucking die and roll.
Would you guys just get up like, oh fuck, I got a nail in my arm?
Basically, yeah. And then we would just wait for another train that's going the opposite direction, jump on that train and ride it back.
You jump on at 45 miles an hour?
Yeah,
and then...
we would go to another residential area. Where
okay.
Yeah.
You're smart enough to do that.
Smart enough to do. Yeah, so we would ride the train from there all the way down to where Vanessa lives, like over by the freeway that enters on 7th. Mm-hmm. We would ride the trains all the way down there and then ride it all the way back. And like, yeah, we would do shit like that all the time. And my mom had no idea we were doing that shit.
Yeah.
Do you remember those fucking they were Little Tykes?
Little Tykes? No.
It's like a red, you know the red and yellow car?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
So that logo, that Little Tykes logo. So it was one of those brands, but it was a turtle. It was a sandbox.
Okay.
Have you ever seen those?
Mm-hmm.
We had one, and I don't know why we didn't. The sand was gone. I don't know what happened to the sand. We just had the sandbox. It used to have sand when we got it, but then we just had the sandbox, and there was this big hill. It was a freeway. It was an overpass, and it was just, but it wasn't. There was nothing. It was all dirt, and we would drag that up to the top of that hill and ride it down like a sled. And the only thing that would stop, and it's a steep hill. It's not like a nice. It's a steep because it's meant to just hold this road up. It's not meant to.
It's like Uncle Danny's backyard.
Yeah, like that. It was like as steep as that, right?
Yeah.
But at the bottom, it's not like it would just go shh and you would slow down. Mm-hmm. There was a chain link fence, and you would just slam into it, and that's how you stopped. And we would get like 4 or 5 of us in the fucking thing in the sled and just go down. And I remember one time my other cousin Gabriel, fell out. And instead of just letting him go and let's keep going, I grabbed his leg and just dragged him behind the sled. And then we smash into the gate and we all go flying into the fucking gate, and it would get up, drag the fucking thing back up to the top of the hill again and do it again. Like, this is shit we did as kids. But like, if we had phones with cameras at that time, our parents would have fucking lost their minds.
Yeah. Like,
what the fuck are you guys doing this stupid shit for? You know what I mean? We did a lot of stupid shit. And like I look at stuff, like I laugh at stupid things on the internet all the fucking time. And it's like you feel like people are dumber, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's always been the same amount of dumb people in the world. It's just now
it's magnified.
Yeah.
We're under a big magnifying glass that is Instagram, Facebook,
exactly,
Twitter.
And that's why, I mean, same thing with the with this whole racial divide as well. Mm-hmm. I feel like the type of people you see, before it was the news, the type of people you saw on the news were it was always the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was always like that's where that divide came from. It was always the worst of the worst that you saw on the news. Of no matter of whatever race you were seeing. Yeah. You were seeing people at their worst. Yeah. And now it's like what you see on the internet, it's people at their worst. You know what I mean? And then when someone does, like Mr. Beast, like that's one of the big things. Like that really pissed me off. The people getting mad at Mr. Beast. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, yeah, even if he does make money off this shit, he's still out there helping fucking people.
Yeah.
He's still out there doing something to better the world.
Yeah, it's not like he's ripping everything. It's not like he's saying he's like making people donate to places and pocketing the money. Right?
Yeah, he's not asking for a goddamn dime. He's not asking those people to pay shit. Mm-hmm. He's using his money, no matter however the fuck he earned it, to help these people.
Yeah.
And he's not asking for any help to do it.
Yeah.
If he was out there, okay, hey, I got to GoFundMe, help me out. Okay, that's different. But he's doing this from the fucking bottom of his heart, helping himself or helping these people out of with no help from anybody else.
Yeah.
And people are talking shit. Oh, well, you make money off these videos. Well, fucking good. Let him make money off fucking helping other people. Yeah. He's still helping other fucking people, and he's not doing it maliciously.
Yeah.
And it's like, so when people do good, they get hate, but when people do bad, they get fucking millions of fucking views.
Yeah.
And it's a weird fucking dichotomy right now, and I feel like that's why.
I think people get mad at Mr. Beast because most of the time what he's giving away isn't his money.
Okay, but even if it
because it's always like he'll talk to like a sponsor like, hey, do you want to help me do a video? We're thinking about doing this, and then they'll basically give him money to do it.
Yeah,
and then he gives them that money.
Okay, but still, he's still going in and putting in the work to help someone else. It's not like he's just...
At least that's how he did it back when he was starting out. I don't know. I'm sure he's like...
I think with the...
I'm sure he has enough money now where he could just give his own money.
Yeah, I think with the... I think with the vision thing, is he was putting his own money in, but he was also getting assisted by the not the doctor, but whoever like the doctors work for, like the people that were doing the surgeries, like whoever that was, they were donating their time as well. So he was paying the cost of the surgery, but they were donating their time. So it was like half the cost. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a full cost what this person would normally pay for this. But still, at the same time, it's still like he's helping these fucking people.
Yeah, people who would normally never be able to afford it in the first place, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's a trip. I feel like
I do laugh at there's one thing that they always clown him for, and there's a thing where he gives away a car that has like a tip or something.
Yeah,
and it's like a shitty car. First of all, it's like a Prius or something.
Yeah,
or like a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, that's something you would really want.
Yeah, but on top of that, it's like decaled Mr. Beast all over it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So then it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah. And see that the thing too is like the hassle of that. And I was like, okay, now I have this car,
but
like
I don't want it.
I don't want it, and now I gotta fucking take all these decals off. I gotta go through the hassle of stuff. I mean, it's still like you're gonna get the money out of it, but it's like fuck, like you gave me extra work now.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how true it is, but then there's the whole thing with like getting it registered and insurance. And
exactly.
Now I gotta get insurance that I can't afford.
Yes.
So.
Well, I think no. Well,
but he did say he does give them the option, like if they don't want the car, I'll just give them cash.
Okay. I know, like, so if you do get a, like, say if you were gifted a car, and you're not like, I'm not gonna drive this thing. I'm just gonna fucking sell it. You can like register it as non-operational, meaning like, and even if it's non-operational, as long as you don't drive it more than 50 miles within the year. So like you can drive it to like, okay, I can drive it to the dealership to trade it in, or I can drive it to like someone who's potentially going to buy it. Yeah. Still, like, so you don't pay full price for the registration, and then the insurance, the same thing. It's like, well, it's not operational, so it's like a lower. I'm just gonna it was a gift or a prize, and I'm just gonna sell it. So you can do it that way, but still, like you have to know that. Yeah. Kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, with this whole American Pie thing, I feel like people don't enjoy things anymore. People don't enjoy things just for...
Yeah, everyone's looking for something to complain about. So then
people can't take a joke.
The fun out of things.
Yeah, they can't take a joke. And I feel like, okay, how can I say this? If it's something that's intentionally meant as humor or parody or like it's obviously not serious, then what's the problem? Yeah. You know, I mean, it could be argued that, okay, well, where's the line drawn? Well, when it stops being funny. Right? Like, okay, like, that's it. If it's not funny, then okay, then that was a shitty joke. That guy should get fucking called out for his shitty fucking joke. But if it's funny, you know? Yeah. But I feel like everyone's in their feelings. It's too far. It's gone now. But I think I was going to wrap this up. We got too deep. For a show that doesn't get political or deep, We got way too deep and way too political this episode.
Going deep. Deep down.
I think this is like the second time now that we've kind of gone.
What was the last time about? It was like,
I don't remember.
I forgot what it was, but it was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like shit. We went to a place that we didn't mean to. But on that note, don't forget to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheRealPressStart, on Twitters at RealPressStart, on Instagram at TheRealPressStart. Like us, rate us, review us, anywhere you get your podcast. And on that note, game over. No more questions.